like to welcome our special guest once again from the iconic and legendary hip-hop group Public Enemy, the artist, the author, the activist and motivational speaker, the Professor Griff. Good afternoon, brother. How you doing?
Peace, peace. How you feel, good brother? You good?
Yes, sir. This is Russell Norman, and we're going to get right into the interview. We like to cover a wide range of topics, and they're all concerning the immediate liberation of all people of color across the African diaspora.
Right. Okay, I got you.
Okay, first, how you feeling, brother?
Maintaining, man. Maintaining.
So, as of late, I caught you in Chicago last month, and I know you're lecturing across the country. How's that been going for you?
It's been going all right. I mean, the people are receptive, and the people that listen to our radio show are coming out. We're having dialogue. We're dealing with these issues up close. Some cases we're recruiting people that really want to do the work. We're weeding out other people that really are just agitators and that agent provocateurs and agents for the government. We're weeding them out too, so it's good.
Could you speak upon the agent provocateurs and how there's been a lot of dissension amongst the ranks, so to speak, in the conscious community?
Well, there's no such thing as dissension in the ranks when you don't have ranks. So I don't know where that came from. That's a misnomer. When you're talking about the rise and fall of consciousness, you're talking about people come into consciousness and you change your conscious behavior. Some people have pseudo-consciousness, meaning that they don't read, they don't study, they just watch YouTube, and they repeat what other people have to say. And the deepest thing that they'll ever say is probably mimicking a meme that you may see on Facebook. So there's no dissension in the ranks. Those of us that are conscious and know exactly what we're supposed to be doing are doing what we're supposed to be doing. Now you have rise and falls in consciousness, and I think that's what we're experiencing. We're dealing with a generation now that are non-readers. We're dealing with a generation that only, go online to get their information. We're dealing with a generation that don't sit in study groups, don't bounce ideas off one another, don't know what it's like to come to the lecture, sit, take notes, compare notes, sit, study, analyze, and be very critical about the information. We have a generation now that likes to look at Professor Griff, Umar, and some other people out there that are speaking and want to choose sides and pick sides, which is very immature and childish, because it's not about the individual personality, it's the information. So agent provocateurs see this, and they'll come online with fake profiles and fake names and, hide behind an IP address to disrupt and discredit people. This is the same thing that happened in the COINTELPRO with J. Edgar Hoover that disseminated false information and decimated the ranks. Not only the Black Panther Party, but Nation of Islam and all the other black organizations, SNCC, CORE, and a lot of the other organizations that was on the front lines for black people. So we're dealing with the same thing today, but in a virtual world, in a digital world. And this is what's happening with our people right now.
Thank you.
We're developing ways to neutralize these people.
Well, thank you, Griff. I appreciate that answer. And speaking of that, you've been embroiled amidst a bit of controversy as of late due to a conflict with the producer of the documentary Hidden Colors, Tariq Nasheed. When you checked him on how he was raising funds for the Hidden Colors 3, I believe, and the manner in which he did that, could you please tell the listeners how that came about?
Well, simply, someone had sent ZaZa an advertisement that Tariq Nasheed had put up on Instagram. Now, we don't necessarily do Instagram, but someone sent it to us, and we just found it very appalling and very disturbing that someone like Tariq Nasheed that's on Hidden Colors 3 that's supposed to be raising the conscious level of our people, that had the elders in his film would have to stoop that low to advertise Hidden Colors. And if you haven't seen the picture basically is 8 to 10 women in a hot tub, and it's called a thought tub, THOT. And I'm not sure if you know what that means, but just for your listeners to get a better view and picture of where we was coming from, 54 years old with children.
Okay.
And I'm speaking to men and women like yourself out there with children, probably little girls at home. Thought is those holes over there. So it's the thought tub, 8 to 10 women in a hot tub, grabbing on each other's asses and whatnot. And basically, he says, for the price of some swimming trunks and some condoms, you can donate $5 to the Hidden Colors Kickstarter campaign. We're like, bruh, you better than that. You understand what I'm saying? That's like you and me hanging out, and you trying to kick it to a chick, and you say something real crazy, and I pull your coat. I'm like, bruh, you ain't have to say that to the sister. You understand what I'm saying? You can come better than that. You're a better dude than that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
You on Hidden Colors 4. We disseminate information that's going to raise the conscious level of our people. But you have to stoop that low in order to advertise it? Not good. So we wasn't necessarily talking about the brother. We were talking about the way he was advertising.
Exactly.
The barrage of nasty comments from him in 5 different YouTube clips that he's done, along with the nasty comments from people like Jason Black and Ariel Black and all these people with the name Black, the brother who made the film 7 a.m. and all these other people, was ridiculous, man. I mean, they got personal. They got very, very personal. So what me and ZaZa decided to do is write the brother a letter. ZaZa did a videotape to clear her name, to put it up on YouTube, and we took it to the elders. This is the thing that we want people to understand. This is the way you go about resolving conflict. We didn't fire back at dude, calling him names and getting personal, talking about his children, talking about him. We don't do that. That's childish. What we want people to do is understand what went down and learn how to come to an agreement and come to a resolve. Do you understand? None of us are beyond reproach. But the brother went back into ZaZa's past. The brother went into my past, which ain't nothing in my past. The only thing you can pull up on me is some dead bodies, but you got to dig them up. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
so I don't mind people going in my past. You understand? So people already know who the hell I am and what I'm about. Everybody already know I used to run with killers because my brothers that I recruited in the S1Ws and other brothers is coming out of prison. That's already known. I'm not ashamed of my past. I'm not proud of some of the dirt and the stuff that I've done in the past, but everybody got a past. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I'm saying that to say this. I would never do that to Tariq Nasheed. Never called him out. Whatever. I just questioned him on the pimping and the Mac and stuff, which I think is kind of played out. You understand what I'm saying? And if you want Hidden Colors 4, make your transition into consciousness, bro. But when I went to do that, I was watching his YouTube stuff, and he doesn't claim to be conscious or part of the conscious community, and he really doesn't even claim to be this so-called leader. All of us are leaders. The day my daughter was born, that's the day I became a leader. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
The day I signed the autograph and took a picture and walked on that stage doing on the public entity thing, you understand what I'm saying? That's the day that I became a leader. I think we need to understand that to that degree. And I think we need to understand it so much so that we have to take on the duty and responsibility to lead our people wherever we find our people, because our people are in desperate need of leadership. If you claim that you're if you claim that you're so successful on this Hidden Color series, and you have the elders up in your films, do we not owe it to the elders to be respectful to them? Do you understand what I'm saying?
We definitely do.
So the whole thing, I'm just kind of confused about. You're doing Hidden Colors, but yet I'm keep hearing that we niggas and we dusty niggas and we hotep niggas and we this kind of nigga and that kind of nigga. I'm like, wait a minute, that's kind of childish. Let's not do that. Let's raise the vibrational pitch of our thinking into the mind of the Creator. And that's just my take on it, bro. So right now, me and ZaZa are waiting for the elders to get back with us to see if this brother want to come to some kind of resolve and come to the table and talk. That's it.
And that's well said. How is your colleague, Sister ZaZa Ali?
She's doing all right. She's about to release her book, Black Matters. And from what I've read of the book, it's a very dynamic book. And she's giving us these perspectives through the lens of black women in America, throughout the world. But it's a beautiful piece of work, man, to be honest with you. And she's doing all right. The show is gaining momentum. Enemy Minds Radio. It's gaining momentum, and we're actually shocked and surprised how many listeners we have. We don't have followers, brother. We don't want people following us. We want to groom people to be leaders. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So we don't have followers because know we can err. We can make mistakes. We want people to lead themselves so they don't look at us as leaders. We're developing the leadership within ourselves, and we want to develop the leadership in people like you so you can become the leader. So you don't look for a leader. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Well, could you briefly address how you're moving forward after your detractors try to discredit her and yourself with the so-called criminal record, quote unquote?
Well, my thing is, America was established by criminals that were let out of prison in Europe.
True.
America is based on criminality. You can't be a successful businessman. Matter of fact, you can't even name me one successful businessman that ain't a goddamn criminal in America.
True.
That's not to let her off the hook. There were some people doing some things as she explained, and when she took on the responsibility of filling out certain paperwork for this particular company, that implicated her in that criminal activity that other people were doing. But Tariq Nasheed and these other people don't want to point that out. She explained it beautifully in her clip. So we're moving on simply because Tariq Nasheed, other than Hidden Colors, was not on our radar. And even when he was, it was brought to my attention that he's a former pimp, Mac, whatever. That kind of stuff don't bother me. Shit, I knew people coming up that was doing that kind of stuff. So when he asked me to come to be on his show, I said, cool, no problem. That pimp and Mac and stuff don't bother me. It's just that I would like to see the brother grow. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you what somebody told me. If you doing the same shit at 40 that you did at 20, then you got an issue, man.
I feel the same way, and I was telling someone that yesterday. Now, could you tell me, she's a very beautiful and dynamic and intelligent woman, Sister Ali, but when and what caused you to join forces with her?
Well, it was one of those things where we met online, and we were doing the work online, and I was using some of her quotes and some of the things that I was doing, lecturing, and I put a couple of her quotes in my book. And we were supposed to do Enemy Minds Radio years and years and years ago. We were supposed to do our radio show. We had put it off because we couldn't come to a head on some of the issues that I wanted to deal with.
Years ago, when?
Wow, this was years ago we had hooked up.
So, in the 90s?
No, not that far back. No. We're talking in the 2000s, but
okay.
This was some time ago that we had hooked up. We've known each other for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had started the show without her in mind. I was doing my thing. I started Enemy Minds Radio, and I was doing it. I had put an advertisement out looking for a co-host, and she came back around and decided she wanted to do something. So we started doing something, and then she mentioned the fact that she wanted to write a book, but she didn't want to write it in that environment that she was in Oakland. So I invited her to come to Atlanta to do it, and make it happen. Different environment, whatever. Think clear. Be free to do your thing. So that's just somebody holding somebody down, looking out for somebody else. That's all.
And she's from Oakland?
Yes, she's from Oakland originally. Yes.
What part of Oakland?
Oh, I don't know. I think she's from East Oakland, I believe.
Okay.
But living there so long, when you live in a place, like I'm from New York. I've lived in Queens. I've lived in Long Island. I lived in the Bronx at one time. So, you understand what I'm saying? So, you move around living in one place. So, you said, what part of Oakland? She says, Oakland. I'm from New York.
Yeah, and I'm from Chicago. So, please, send her our best wishes. And for a moment, just discuss your movement and your radio show, Enemy Minds.
Enemy Minds Radio is a portal, a gateway, that doorway that me and ZaZa had built this radio station along with some of the people that do not like to be mentioned and put on Front Street because they're silent and quiet supporters of ours. We built this thing simply because we wanted to be able to have what we say unfiltered. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
A lot of times you do interviews, and a lot of times you go on these radio stations and television shows, and there's certain stuff that you can't say. I just said to myself, to hell with that. I'm going to have my own damn station and say what the hell I need to say. And we're building it because we want to be able to have direct contact with the people so we can raise our people up. Do you believe a lot of people that listen to these kind of shows, they don't read?
I definitely can believe that, because the way technology and the media has took precedence in today's day and age, it seems like those things are a thing of the past. Just like there's like not a lot of newspapers. A lot of newspapers are going out of business, and a lot of bookstores are going out of business as well.
Well, let me tell you what we do on the show, from top to bottom. We bridge the gap between this generation that's coming up and the generation that preceded us. So we always mention the names of the elders and the ancestors. We do a virtual libation where we call on the ancestors. We read from books that people need to buy and people need to get. You understand what I'm saying? We always give quotes. We always play clips. We always have interesting dialogue, and we always bring the callers in so they could be part of the discussion. We always have advertisers on there that mean something. We always promote people's businesses. All right? We do cooperative economics where we support independent black schools. So when people come up on our YouTube clips talking ish about what we do other than lecturing and talking on the radio, we do a lot of work. We don't put everything on Front Street, but we've raised over $15,000 for independent black schools. You understand what I'm saying? But we don't wear that on our sleeve. That's just the work that we're doing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. That's commendable, and congratulations on that. And speaking of that, since you're from that hip-hop, era, and, that's your field, so to speak, when it comes to the newer hip-hop music, some people blame the older heads in hip-hop for letting it get out of control. Do you feel as though your era could have done more to counteract those negative messages in music?
Well, it was my era, the ones that set Texas hip-hop in motion.
Yes, sir.
So we've done everything that we were supposed to do. You mean to say it's them brothers that tried to reinvent themselves that came after my era? Those are the ones that are responsible. You talking about the P-Shitties, the Puffies, and the rest of them. You understand what I'm saying?
Definitely.
That hooked up with white businessmen and shitted on hip-hop. Those are the ones you're talking about. My era, we did the damn thing. Brand Nubian, Public Enemy, Poor Righteous Teachers, Terrorist One, Sister Soldier. That era of consciousness that ushered itself in, we did the damn thing.
And I agree.
The people that came after us, started fusing R&B with hip-hop. They started sampling to the point where they was using the whole record. The art form was shitted on. It was like, damn.
Speaking of that, you talk about culture vultures, people who rape the culture and basically exploit the youth through the music and through the images. What are your opinions on the Pharrell and Robin Thicke verdict that they basically stole music from Marvin Gaye?
Well, my thing is their white handlers have always been stealing music. Look at the Vanilla Ices and the Elvis Presleys and AWB and some of these other Eminem and these rest of these white artists that are out there that go on to be super rich while black people suffer. These are culture vultures. They come in and steal aspects of our culture, and they mimic it, and they're the ones that make money while they shit on the culture. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
these
sir.
These people have always done this. Now, the ugly thing about this is they're joining on with other black people to give it a black face. You understand what I'm saying? So excuse me?
I was thinking about T.I. and Iggy Azalea. Your thoughts?
Well, my thing is, back to Pharrell and Robin Thicke, they need to be sued. And I'm glad they lost. You can't steal the frequency and the vibration and the music and the essence of Marvin Gaye and just put some cute little lyrics over it and think you can get away with that. Hell no. So I'm glad they lost. But Iggy Azalea, T.I., and the rest of these people like T.I., Akon, and about 5 other people I know that actually signed white artists, Puffy, and a few other people. You mean to tell me there's no other black artist that you could have signed to put up in that spot, in that space? I'm sure there is. You understand what I'm saying? But just like white entrepreneurs said, go black, young man, I think black entrepreneurs say, listen, I need to get somebody white to put them on. But Akon put on, what's the chick name? The crazy white chick from England somewhere. Lady Gaga.
Lady Gaga.
When Akon co-signed for her, I was like, damn.
And Usher put on Justin Bieber, Dr. Dre put on Eminem, and
exactly.
T.I. put on Iggy Azalea.
So this has become a trend now. Let's validate the white culture
And it's the money making, the thing to do, because some people will say it's smart business because Dr. Dre, he's made hundreds of millions off of Eminem.
Well, my thing is, it may be a smart business move, but is it truly a smart business move that after a few years you don't even own the culture anymore? How smart is that?
That's not smart at all. Speaking of smart, what are your thoughts on J. Cole and the type of artist he is, which is like a true hip-hop artist? A lot of people say him going platinum, and Kendrick Lamar's new album, To Pimp a Butterfly. What are your thoughts on these?
Well, my thing, I can't put them two in the same, Kendrick Lamar has surpassed a lot of these people. I listen to J. Cole stuff, and I don't know. It's just kind of, some of that stuff really moves me the wrong way.
Okay.
I'm somebody's dad, man. So when I hear Kendrick Lamar talk about pussy and Patron, I don't know, bro. We got to talk about.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Although I can hear that, and I can filter it because I'm an older man, but I got a 7-year-old granddaughter. You understand? So I got to be able to interpret that and have that make sense if I'm going to validate Kendrick Lamar. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now, if you're growing into consciousness and you're moving towards that, then your next album should be that album then. And I was looking and watching J. Cole's growth, and I don't see it, man. When we gonna let this nigga shit go? When we gonna let that go? Unless we just gonna be niggas all our lives. When the brother first came out, I was feeling him. My 2 sons was hipping me to him. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Then I see him on stage with the Millionaires, with this titles thing that Jay-Z is launching. I said, I don't know, bro.
What are your thoughts on the album title To Pimp a Butterfly? I know you speak on a lot of the mind control. Did that bring anything up when you heard that album title?
Yeah, when I first heard that, I started looking into how a butterfly becomes a butterfly. You understand what I'm saying? And once the butterfly comes out of that cocoon and it takes wings and takes flight, who's gonna pimp the butterfly?
You tell me.
That's for your listeners.
Okay.
That wasn't for you.
I got you.
That was for your listeners.
Now tell me, speaking of butterfly pimping, could you discuss the new, let's say, rash of TV shows, black TV shows such as Scandal and Empire, and the influence these type of shows have?
Well, my thing is, I think when you're talking about Scandal, when you're talking about Empire, when you're talking about these kind of shows, it's a spin-off and a takeoff from what they did back in the 70s when we had those black exploitation movies out. It's the same kind of thing. Every negative, stereotypical theme, character, conversation that could be had is being had on Empire and Scandal. But this generation don't read and study. They're not analytical. They're not critical thinkers. So it's going to have a vastly different effect on them than it would my generation, because we were and are thinkers and critical thinkers and readers. When that stuff goes unchecked, what this generation coming after me is doing is mimicking and becoming the characters that you see on Empire. So rather than check it and saying, wait a minute, we never had pimps in our culture. There's not even a word in the 1,000 different languages on the African continent for pimp, for jail, for homosexual.
Wow. You
can't even find a word in our languages that describe that kind of behavior because we never had it. What are they doing? They're using those shows to introduce and reinforce these behaviors.
Do you mean they're trying to promote the homosexual agenda?
Exactly. That's what Kevin Hart is doing with all his films and movies.
Oh, yeah. I've seen the new film Get Hard with Will Ferrell, and
right.
It has a lot of homosexual connotations and outright gay scenes.
Right, and subtleties, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, what advice would you share with young, hopeless black males who are lost in society and influenced by this media and feel that they have no way out?
Well, my thing is, I don't refer to them as hopeless. Hopeless is a state of mind and a condition. that you can kind of get rid of that idea of hopelessness in a heartbeat. You understand? That's the reason why we call ourselves conscious, because we've grown to a level where we've changed our particular behavior and our way of thinking. You understand what I'm saying? But a lot of young people are looking at it like, I ain't got no way out. With the rash of police killings across the country, young people feel that they're on their own because our generation won't protect them. So my thing is the whole idea of that person that may be feeling hopeless, I say they gotta press the pause button for a minute, man.
Okay. And you're a parent and a grandparent. So what is your take on how to enlighten other parents regarding the youth when it comes to eliminating these negative images in the media for children at an early age?
Well, to be honest with you, a lot of parents, they're not going to listen because they're caught up in aspects of politics. They're caught up in religion. They're not going to listen. They have an idea like you can't tell me nothing once they get to a certain age. I'm not really going after them, to be honest with you, bro. Because I tried to vibe on their frequency. I'm putting this information out there, and a lot of them are offering some serious resistance. I want to talk to their children.
Right.
I want to talk to the dude that's feeling hopeless. I want to talk to him. I want to talk to that dude that's in and out of jail. I want to talk to the dude that can't put the L down, can't stop drinking, can't stop gambling, can't stay out of the strip club. I want to talk to him. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I got bars for him, for real.
Well, looking back on your life and career, would you have entered this music industry, which you consider to be highly demonic and
toxic?
Yeah, very sickening. You know, back then, if you knew what you knew now.
Yes, because I feel that was my playing field. That was my field to go after our people. That was my medium. And I'm not going to give up music just because these people have made it toxic. Shit, I do music every day.
Exactly. Do you still listen and enjoy hip-hop music?
No, until Kendrick Lamar dropped his piece, I wasn't listening to this garbage.
Do you think his music, it sort of has a retro sound? What is your take on that?
Oh, I love that, man. He went back to the funk. He went back to the, you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So it's something I can resonate with. I always listen to Narudi Sailor. I always listen to Wise Intelligence and Poor Righteous Teachers. I'm always conversing with the brothers in Public Enemy to make new music to see what we can do. You understand what I'm saying? To give birth to other people that want to come up in that same path as a Public Enemy.
Well,
speaking... So, of course,
I'm sorry to interrupt. Speaking of Public Enemy, as of today, what is your relationship with Chuck D and Flavor Flav, to just be outright honest and direct with it?
To be outright honest and direct with it, we probably see things through a different lens politically. You understand what I'm saying? Methodology, we probably see, we're looking through a different lens. But the overall thing, the overall goal, we love our people and we're going after our people and we want to raise the conscious level of our people. So right now, we're working on the next album. So we're in constant contact with one another via email. I really don't see the brothers too much.
Wow.
I'm on the move and they on the move. We grew up. We're in our 50s now.
Exactly.
And we live in different places. It ain't like we can get together in someone's garage or basement anymore. Shit, we ain't 20 no more.
Yeah. And each one of you guys are in your 50s, huh?
Right. Yep.
Okay, I wanna sort of explore that. You know, we always hear about Chuck D and Flavor Flav. Could you tell me, how was Terminator X?
Well, Terminator X, Terminator X is quiet to himself. You know, never really talked. That's the kind of person he is, but very talented when it came to DJing. As a matter of fact, Terminator X's name was Mellow D because he was so mellow.
Ah, okay. And how is he doing these days? Have you spoke to him anytime recently?
I haven't spoke with him. I've seen him at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when we got inducted, but I haven't spoke with him.
Okay. Well, you know, the people want to know, do you feel as though Chuck D, who is considered an activist and lecturer such as yourself, could have done more for the hip-hop community or possibly supported your mission more?
Yeah, of course, but we always think that way, looking from the outside in. We don't know Chuck D's struggles. We don't know how they came against Chuck and on the level that they came against him. I don't take anything away from the brother, of course. I can look at some people, I can look at Griff and say, I I could have done more. People could look at me that way.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? I would like to have gotten more support from not only him but other people in the music industry. But we don't know Chuck D's struggles, man. And I thank him for doing what he did do. You understand what I'm saying? So when they came at me, it was Chuck D that got me to deal with Luke. Because I wasn't trying to be anybody's artist. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
A couple of times when they came at me, quietly and privately, Chuck came to my aid. So I thank him for that. So when people say he could have done more, maybe they're thinking on the level that they want Chuck to do some things on. So Chuck can do it only the way Chuck knows how to do it.
Okay, that's a great answer. Are there any, let's say, so-called successful individuals that reach out to support you in your movement and your mission?
Yes, of course, but I wouldn't want to mention those people because they reach out in private.
Understood.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's the beautiful thing I love about these brothers. You may not ever hear anything from them, but they not only support me, but they support other movements. But you'll probably never hear about these people.
Now,
this is why. Wait. That is why.
Okay.
We have to be careful with these sacred airways. This is why we have to be careful when we have people watching us and, we're doing things like I tried to explain this to the elders in reference to that drama I was going through with Tariq Nasheed. This is why we got to be careful. We can't go around calling people dusty niggas and hotep niggas. Yes, people are watching.
Because we never know.
The world is watching.
Exactly.
The world is watching, man.
Well, I'd like to explore that a little further. For those hip-hop legends in your era and even after you that were dropping science and also making mega dollars, that some
mega
people...
dollars? Who the hell was making mega dollars?
Well, it's a few. It's a few, but do you think some of those people back then now ignore the struggle and continue to chase success?
Like who?
Well, in your era, you have the LL Cool J's, the Ice Cubes, the Queen Latifahs.
No, they're not ignoring the struggle. They was never really part of the struggle. They stayed on the path that they was on. When LL Cool J made this song dealing with slavery, he came in the same vein as Common. Common said, forget about slavery. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
LL Cool J said, accidental racism. You forgive me for this, I'll forgive you for that.
I remember that song. With the country
so my thing is, these Negroes already had it in their mind to sell out.
And your thoughts on Queen Latifah?
Well, my thing is, I think Queen Latifah showed and proved what she's about. The question with Queen Latifah is, does art imitate life or does life imitate art? Does art imitate life or does life imitate art? So you're going to play a homosexual and set it off, you understand what I'm saying? And then you come out of the closet, sort of, I guess, I don't know. You're proud of being who and what you are, then that's absolutely fine. But you're the queen, Latifah. Last time I read and heard, that was a righteous name. You understand? Last time I heard, Rashid, which is common, was a righteous name.
True that.
Last time I heard, I can go on and on, bro. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to understand these brothers and sisters. I came up with them, and I'm truly trying to understand their moves. Now listen, who they sleep with, that's their business, because I don't want them in my bedroom.
Right.
But my thing is, we have a duty and responsibility to our people. Plain and simple.
Plain and simple. Now, could you just briefly discuss what you think about the movie Selma and Common and John Legend winning the Oscar for their song Glory?
Well, if John Legend and Common knew that the Oscar was based on the statue of Ptah, the black god, I think they would understand it and respect it more and not do some of the things, because now they're moving themselves up in what I call the Billionaires Boys Club. They're working themselves up to the point where white people trust them now. Now you're going to see more blatant disrespect from them in reference to black people. Selma, somebody asked me at a restaurant, did I go to Selma to reenact the scene and all that? I said, hell no, and I wouldn't. For what? Nobody's sicking no damn dogs on me, no damn water hoses on me. It's on and popping if that go down. That ain't never going to happen with me.
Exactly.
And I'm not marching and protesting. Marching and protest for what? Either we gonna do the damn thing or we not. You know, ain't no police beating me with no damn billy club. That ain't happening, bro. Go to Selma for Negroes. What you marching for? If you want to get out some frustration, fine. After you finish damn marching, come home and let's do something in the black neighborhood that's gonna make a difference for young people.
Professor Griff.
Marching and dying in and laying in and praying in and farting in and please, man, hell no.
Well, Griff, speaking of frustration, could you discuss your thoughts on what I feel is a psychic and mental attack on people of color in America with this sudden rash of police shootings on camera and blatant racism and repeated discrimination and prejudice in the media, and how it's affecting our youth, and not just our youth, everybody?
Well, my thing, you say racism, white supremacy at its finest. This always has happened to black people. It's just that technology is so advanced now, we're actually seeing it. You understand what I'm saying? So it's nothing different.
Nothing different.
It's absolutely nothing. I came up in the 60s, bro. This stuff been happening.
So you think it's just really that current state of anarchy with the 24-hour news cycle?
No, absolutely not. No, that's wrong. No. The news is controlled, bro. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
By two newswire services, Reuters and the AP, Associated Press, and one owns the other one. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
So when you talk about this 24-hour news cycle, it's repetitive, mind control, mind-numbing. The same news is regurgitated over and over and over all day long. Sound bites, tidbits, and that kind. I'm talking about technology. I'm talking about the average person having a phone that you can record this stuff right to YouTube.
Right.
That is the difference.
Got you. So you think basically in these days and times, there are a lot of people who are fed up and using technology to actually strike against the oppression in the system that's holding us down.
Right. But that's not the end-all, be-all. You ain't a damn revolutionary because you put up a meme or a post on Facebook. There ain't no damn revolutionary act. Telling the truth is a revolutionary act nowadays. Exactly. But tell the damn truth.
Exactly. I agree. And tell me, speaking of truth, Dr. Umar Johnson once said in a lecture that black people with a certain status are not allowed to come back to their community and help out in an economical way so that we benefit. What's your thought on that?
Umar Abdullah Johnson is absolutely 1,000% correct. And we can see it being played out in sports, in politics, in education, and in business. Because he's absolutely correct.
And what is a solution, do you think, for those people who are even taught and bred not to come back to their community and help when they become successful and become the so-called gatekeepers?
Well, my thing, I don't, that's a misnomer. That's cognitive dissonance, man. You're gonna be told not to come back. You can come back, and then you're gonna be the gatekeeper. They're not the gatekeepers. No, they're not. But let me answer that question. The solution for some of those people is to quietly support the Umar Abdullah Johnsons. So quietly support Hidden Colors. So quietly support some of these people that are actually doing the work on the front lines. There's nothing wrong with that. Their names don't ever have to be mentioned. Write the book and pass on the instructions to your people, to that next generation. What's wrong with that?
So you believe in silent weapons for quiet wars?
Damn right. Because you ain't never going to see me on Facebook with no damn gun or on YouTube. These brothers be posting up, bragging. Not good, man. Nah, never do that. It's stupid.
For the people and your detractors, but not only them, your supporters, could you honestly discuss how corporations have approached you and tried to influence you and or PE?
No, I can't honestly discuss that. The word honest don't even need to be in the sentence, but I can discuss it.
Gotcha.
Whether people think it's honest is on them, not on me. But I refuse to discuss that simply because there's certain things I don't put out there because I don't want people to think this is about me. This is about our people. But you know they've approached me. You understand what I'm saying? They've approached me about the reality show. They're approaching me now about one.
Oh, wow. They're approaching...
You understand? They approach me about a few things.
Wait. I just want to...
They sent the right woman my way. They sent some offers my way. I'm like, no, I'm good.
So you have producers approaching you to do a reality show.
Yeah. The contract is on the table right now, but no one understands. It's not necessarily a reality show.
Right.
It's the contract you sign, and not only that, it's what you allow them to film. If you can control that and the information that goes out that you want to go out, then that's cool. That's cool.
Definitely.
The reality show is actually really deep. Something that I'm looking forward to and would love to do. It's about conspiracy theories and unraveling the truth and dispelling this word conspiracy. The Tuskegee syphilis experiment, they wrote it off as a conspiracy theory. Maybe. I know people that suffered from it, so I want to go in and unravel the truth. I'm going to go to Tuskegee, Alabama, and unravel the truth. I'm going to name the names and connect the dots. Let the motherfuckers put that shit on a reality show.
Wow, conspiracies trying to con your spirit, huh?
That's right.
Now,
I got to get ready to break camp, man.
Okay, before we go, I just want to ask you a couple of more questions. What is your professional relationship with Alex Jones and people thinking that he's an agent provocateur and spreading disinformation?
I think a lot of people think a lot of things about Alex Jones, and they can think those things about Alex Jones, Jordan Maxwell, or whoever else. I don't have a professional relationship with Alex Jones. What would make someone think that? I've done 4,500, close to 5,000 television shows and interviews in my career. Why would they pick one white guy named Alex Jones to say this about? I think Alex Jones is a nice guy. I think Alex Jones is doing exactly what Alex Jones is supposed to be doing for white people. You can't knock him for that. Nobody should knock him for that. Alex Jones never said he was speaking to black people, now did he?
Exactly. I agree. Now, what are your thoughts on President Obama and what he's done in 2 terms as president and the 2016 election with Hillary Clinton running?
Well, my thing is, that's a loaded question, but Barack Obama ain't did a damn thing for black people. He's the first gay president, the first drone warrior, and all these other things that they say about him are absolutely true. So he hasn't done anything for black people. I had that discussion the other day. I'm like, what do these people that voted for Barack Obama feel? He's on his way out in 2016. He ain't did shit for black people.
Nothing has happened. Nothing has changed. Actually, it seems like it's getting worse.
That's right. It's gotten worse.
And your thoughts on the first female president, Hillary Clinton, who seems to be the front runner?
Well, my thing is this. I'm not going to say anything right now. When this kind of news really hits, I'm not the first one to jump on board and start putting information out there. I got to sit back and analyze it, bro. I want to be clear and focused on my thinking. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Just like this question you just asked me about Alex Jones, my professional relationship. I think that's disrespectful, not coming from you, but the thinking of the people to think because I did an interview with a white man that I have to have some personal relationship with a dude that interviews me.
Well, I just wanted to give you a chance to address that.
No, hold on. I'm interviewing with you right now. I don't know you.
Exactly.
You could be an undercover fag. You could be gay. You could be a drug dealer, murderer, pedophile, pimp. I don't know you.
Not at all, but I understand.
So for people to come along to say, because I did an interview, I think that's kind of childish, man.
I agree. But I just wanted to address that because those are some things that your detractors say. And in my opinion, you're a stand-up guy. You're doing what you're doing for the community. And a lot of people, they fear to step in your shoes. So I appreciate your hard work. I appreciate your activism. Please send Sister ZaZa Ali our best regards. And before we go, I wanted to ask you, your message has been very substantial regarding the conscious community. When it's all said and done, what would you like for your fans and listeners to remember you by?
First of all, I don't have FAMs. I have FAM, F-A-M.
Exactly.
And I want them to remember that that brother was real. That brother was studious. That brother got the call from the Creator and answered the call and stood up and stood in the face and spoke truth to power. I want people to remember that I am a soul in search of souls that are like minds, like mine. I want people to know and understand, like Steve Biko said, revolution is not an event, and it's a process. I want them to know that Professor Griff is transparent. I'm a soldier, I'm a warrior, and I'm God having a human experience called Griff.
Enough said. Well, I love you, brother. On behalf of Swahili Music and Film Incorporated, my engineer, DJ Mehdi Already, and my editor, Aaron Robinson for ConsciousnessMagazine.com and Swahili TV, I'd like to thank you for your time and a great interview. Thank you, brother. Have a great day.